Welcome to the White House. This ceremony and the treaty we're signing today are both excellent examples of the rewards of patience. It was over 6 years ago, November 18, 1981, that I first proposed what would come to be called the zero option. It was a simple proposal, one might say disarmingly simple. For the first time in history, the language of arms control was replaced by arms reduction. In this case, the complete elimination of an entire class of U.S. and Soviet nuclear missiles. But the importance of this treaty transcends numbers. We have listened to the wisdom in an old Russian maxim, and I'm sure you're familiar with it. Mr. General Secretary, though my pronunciation may give you difficulty, the maxim is, doверяй, no проверяй, trust but verify.
Но значение этого...
На каждой встрече вы это повторяете.
You repeat that at every meeting.
I like it.
Мне нравится. Мне нравится.
The Trump administration is reportedly preparing to exit the Cold War era Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty next week, or the INF. The treaty, signed in 1987 by the U.S. and the USSR, was one of the key steps in the de-escalation of the Cold War, yet U.S. President Donald Trump plans to tell Russian authorities that the U.S. is planning to terminate the agreement, the New York Times reported on Friday. According to the anonymous American officials and foreign diplomats, President Trump has decided to pull out of the 3-decade-old treaty due to alleged Russian violations of it, and because it prevents the U.S. from deploying new weapons to counter China's evolving intermediate-range arsenal, which Beijing has used to expand its influence in the Pacific. The White House said that no official decision has yet been made to leave the INF treaty, but the anonymous sources said that the U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton will inform Russian President Vladimir Putin during a trip to Moscow next week that Washington will leave the treaty. If the U.S. does exit the INF treaty, it will be the first major arms control treaty dismantled by Trump. The U.S. has accused Russia of violating the INF treaty for the last 4 years. Former U.S. President Barack Obama decided not to leave the treaty, though he did criticize Russia for deploying tactical nuclear weapons, which the U.S. says Russia has used to intimidate former Soviet states that have grown closer to Western governments. The U.S. has started to brief allies with the possibility of pulling out from the INF treaty. Hans Christian, director of the Nuclear Information Project at the Federation of the American Sciences, said that the NSC has decided the U.S. should withdraw from the INF treaty, but added that Trump had not yet made a final decision on the matter. What do you think? Should President Trump withdraw from the INF treaty, which will send a stern warning to China and Russia? Leave your comments below this video. Thanks for watching.